I'm Redneck Necky, the redneck comedian. I once knew a redneck met his sister, but only 'cause mama turned him down. Come and get some, come and get some, come and get some, come and get some. I was walking on wet grass, stepped my bare foot on a cow pie. I yelled shit, not 'cause I was mad. I wanted mama to come and get some. My grandpappy invented the phrase dollars to donuts. Every time he got a buck, he bought a donut. He died obese, diabetic at age 47. Come and get some. Yeah. You ever crap so big you don't know it's gonna flush down that toilet? Come and get some. Come and get some. You ever fart so loud? Dogs 2 states away say, what that? Come and get some. Come and get some. Mama always said, come and get some. I asked her one, Mama, what you mean when you say come and get some? She opened up her robe. I said, what? I said, let's go have a mud sandwich. He said, sure, Sparky. That was a nickname. I'm Redneck Necky, the redneck comedian. This is available all on Epilogue Records and all the live streaming sites wherever available.
What you doing, Dana Carvey?
So the secret,
Great.
the secret, but not so secret.
No, the secret
There was
project.
a
I can talk about
teaser.
it. I can talk about it. Hello, folks. Yes, we did a Wayne's World commercial. Bada bing. That's out
I
in
saw
the ether.
it. It was very funny.
I can't mention what's in the top secret Super Bowl commercial, but I saw a Wayne's World I did a series of Wayne's World commercials in a bubble in Las Vegas. So all you haters out there.
You look really great. My sister said you don't age.
It's in the I'm like, guys.
You don't.
It's called a fill light. What? You want us in the tight close-up with the raking? All right. Woo. Anyway, that's fine. There
So-
was some snarky reviews, as you always
There
get.
was?
Was the AV club? It just shits on everyone. They
Oh,
talk-
it's like the ones even for
They're like
this
two
podcast.
look like 2 old guys in old clothes. Yeah, duh. As if it was an attack. That guy looks like an old guy compared to 30 years ago. What?
Well?
Yeah, duh. But anyway, that was funny. But yeah, we did it. It was really fun.
So
Had a great time.
I a couple of questions because I'm not very, I don't know
Me
any of
neither.
this about Wayne's World.
Mm-hmm.
Now you said that Garth is one of your brothers.
Garth's character, the way it started was Mike came in with Wayne, but Lorne Michaels, I guess, or Mike, I think you should have a sidekick, or something like
This
that.
is for a skit.
SNL sketch.
Okay.
1989.
Sketch.
So Mike says, do you want to play my sidekick? I don't know if you use those words. His name is Garth, and he digs Wayne. So I saw that Mike had a brown wig, so I went into the makeup hair place. I got a blonde wig, and then I put on the nerd glasses. And the character of Brad, the guy who tucks like this, I could invent a nuclear bomb with the paperclip. That character I assimilated into Garth because I wanted to do more of an original stoner dude voice because that was big in comedy in the 80s. The guy like, what's up? I'm a stoner dude. It's stoner dude. That's out of sight, man. So I used Brad, and Brad tucked like this, and that's why Garth had like a science element to him in the first movie. Excuse me, I'd like to get by right now in a crowded club. Then he goes to the car, gets this battery pack and this homemade stun gun. So that all came from Brad, who was going to be our guest today, but he was having surgery on his finger. He's fine. I go, can't you talk? Can't you be on the podcast anyway? So,
Everyone does love the family calls, by the way.
we are having Lori today because Brad couldn't make it.
Yes, we need to follow up on that. Everyone's dying with that cliffhanger. Did she,
Right.
bust all you guys by finding all the weapons of mass destruction.
Jay Winters, yeah. Well, as far as I remember, I think Lori was the one who took it to the thou. I don't know. Should we do? It's always hard to start.
I would say
Play that thing for Chris. Or?
we have to play everything that you sent me. There's some
Okay.
good stuff.
All right.
Do you want to do there's the 2 songs,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's the bunker.
All right.
Probably want Larry with the bunker too.
I think these would be good with Larry too.
Yeah, I would put Larry on.
Let me just do it. Well, I guess could we do this with Larry? I just had a few little current event things
Okay.
I wanted to do.
All right.
I'll just throw them out, and then we'll just bring Larry on. This is a lot of pressure now. The guy's in his car. Can we, honey, pull over? He's doing this thing now. These are things I thought of 7 minutes ago and made notes 4 minutes ago. And Chris can see the scribbles.
All right, I'm gonna put the scribbles.
Yeah.
On.
So, folks, don't think this is any pressure. This is the rehearsal. What you get for free in your car or at the park or at the grocery store is me practicing. You want the real thing? There's going to be a Patreon paywall, huh? You want that for free? It's a buck a podcast, okay?
A few people had asked me, like, "Oh, does he have it all scripted? Do you record for hours?" And
No.
I go, "No, you're hearing everything just as it comes."
The first thing that made me laugh over the weekend, I don't want to be mean about it, but Jordan Peterson. Now, first, I should probably set him up. Okay, folks who don't know, Jordan Peterson, he's an icon writer. He's from Canada.
Okay.
He wrote books like 12 Rules for Life. So he was really big on how to live this proper, great life. Seemed this completely buttoned down conservative Canadian. You know, rule number 11 in life, you got to make your bed. That'll keep you in good shape there if your bed's made. You know, so he was just this straight-laced Canadian, very popular, Jordan Peterson. And I like him, but there's something twisty and ironic about what happened to him. So apparently he gets kind of tripped out. First he goes on the lion diet. Basically, my daughter got me on the lion diet, and I ate just beef and grass for a week. It left me, and I had to make notes. Whenever I would stand up, I would black out, and I had a sense of impending doom and on suicidal thoughts.
He actually said this, or you
I'm
wrote
quoting
this down?
it. No, this is not, none of this, this is all true.
Oh my God.
Then I started taking benzos for anxiety. I popped about 200 a day of those. My sister said, well, maybe we should go. My daughter said, let's go to Russia and try to figure this out. All true. I went to Russia. I got electroshock therapy, I was in a coma for 8 days, didn't sleep for a month, and I was packed in ice several times. I passed out. I had delirium. And my new book, How the Best Rules for Life, is coming out this week. That's the funny part. I was packed in ice. I would black out. I was suicidal, popping every single medication I could find. I got electroshock therapy several times a day. This week, my new book, Bring Sunshine into Your Life, will be available. It's just, you can't write it. Look it up. It's totally true. It's the biggest U-turn in life. I'm Jordan Peterson, and I'm telling you how to live a good life. Always use a napkin. Always eat soup with a spoon. After 6 months in a coma in Russia, after having delirious thoughts and being diagnosed schizophrenic, I finally finished my new book, quote, under not optimal circumstances. That's his quote. How to Live Your Best Life by Jordan Peterson. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to get in my plastic punishment suit and bathe for an hour in special mud packing. Anyway, that made me laugh. I didn't want to pick on the guy. He had a rough year. But don't release the book. Just say, I couldn't get it together. I don't have it together. I'll get back to you. How to Get Packed in Ice in Russia by Jordan Peterson. But literally, he was on the lion diet. And when he stood up, he blacked out. He had a sense of impending doom and suicidal thoughts. I'd like to start my book now on how to help people lead a better life. Well, maybe you should get over the delirium and the blacking out. Impending doom. No, I still know how to live your best life. I didn't sleep for a month, and I was in a coma for 2 weeks. But I finished the book on the gurney in Stalin. It was ice cold, but I would sit up and take notes on a napkin. It's not my best accent, but anyway, that was first thing I thought was funny. The second thing was Fauci again. God love him.
Everybody, that's another fan favorite.
I love him, but I go back to, and again, I don't want to be too snarky, folks, but he's been at this for 45 years. It seems like he and I have about the same amount of knowledge about viruses because he hedges everything. I'm Dr. Antony Fauci, and I want to say that we may be having mutations of the virus and they could be dangerous. Well, are you sure? They could or could not be, and we may get some. What do you know more than I know? I don't know. I think you know it too. I have decided for people to be able to remember the mutations, to give them a little moniker or nickname, if you will, so they'll know. There's one coming out of Hawaii. We're calling it the Pineapple Mutation. Look out for that one. Is it dangerous? Could be. Could it be dangerous? I don't know. There's a Russian called Stoli on the Rocks. Look for that one. South Africa has a mutation, Hakuna Matata. Not Lion King, but you'll remember it. I'm Tony Fauci, and you know what? Go fuck yourself. Tony, why did you go fuck yourself become like a song, like a Broadway song? I got tired of saying go fuck yourself. So I made it musical. Go fuck yourself. Do you know anything about virus? Nothing. Do you know anything about mutations? Anything about... I don't know a thing. I was in an office. I'm 5'2". They called me up. I shook Trump's hand and I bullshitted for 6 months. Should we wear a mask? Sure, why not? How about 2 masks? Could be good. Do you wear a shield? I don't know. Do you have a shield? Do you know anything? I'm Tony Fauci. Go! Tony Fauci in I Don't Know a Thing, the off-Broadway show. It's Tony as you would love to see him, Dr. Anthony Fauci, America's hero. He sings, he dances, he does audience Q&A. Excuse me, Dr. Fauci, will the vaccines be able to handle the new mutations? I'd like to answer that in a song. Go fuck yourself. I'm Tony Fauci. The famous song, the Tony Award-winning song, I Don't Have a Clue. Tony Fauci croons. I, Tony Fauci, don't have a clue about viruses. I know you depended on me, but I don't give a fuck. So go, fuck yourself. Cha-cha-cha-cha. All right, so that was my second.
Hey, we need the claps. We need the applause.
Oh, no, he did his own claps.
Can you do, that just reminded me of the Fauci skunk thing.
Oh, my God, that was brilliant.
Oh,
by
I
the way.
love Fauci
Your
the
little-
skunk.
your-
How was he part of a play or something? Or what?
The skunk.
Part of a
Oh,
play,
because
yeah.
he brought it up. I would have spoke up in front of Trump for people who start on 4 and 3 and 2 and then complain they don't know where they are. Sequential, bitches. I started on 4 and I didn't know who the sidekick was. Chris Rios. So we did one where last week Fauci, on episode 4, said that this, quote, I would have spoken up more in the virus task force with Dr. Buck, but then I would have been, instead of being the skunk at the picnic, I would have been the skunk not at the picnic. And so that was like, so you're a skunk? Yeah, in the metaphor, I just meant I'm a skunk. And there was something for
You
COVID.
did that riddle. You're like a skunk, and you made up this whole.
Let me put it. No, but do you know anyone who invites a skunk to a picnic? No, but you're the skunk at the picnic. Let me put it to you this way: a skunk got on a stump. The stump thought the skunk stunk, and the skunk thought the stump stunk. That answers everything. Is the virus going to be under control with the new vaccine? I don't know. Quite frankly, I don't give a fuck. I make $417,000 a year for going on CNN every other week and going, get a shield. I'm Tony Fauci. I will be starring on an off-Broadway show explaining the origins of the coronavirus dressed as a skunk. It's called Tony the Skunk. It's a 2-week run. I'm Tony. Tony the skunk, Tony. If you don't like my way, I'll release my spray. I'm Tony. Tony, that skunk. We didn't know we do this much, Fauci. I apologize.
You get like an angry, like mafioso call from him. All of a sudden,
Well, I've made ring ring. What the fuck? Hey, I'm Jordan Peterson, and today I had electroshock therapy, and they stripped me down and hosed me off with magnetic paint for a couple hours. My new book, Sunshine and Life: How to Make Life One Big Laugh by Jordan Peterson's coming out. And now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to take 500 medications and pack myself in a lion's diet. And did you read about Jordan Peterson? Was that weird? He's suicidal. He passes out when he stands up and manic depressive, but he writes self-help books to make people feel happy. Is that weird? Is that wild? So he's got a book, How to Let Sunshine Into Your Life, which apparently he wrote on a gurney in Siberia while being treated for delirium. He was in a coma for 6 months, and then he came out, tried to commit suicide. He couldn't sleep for a month. They gave him an IV of propofol, the thing that killed Michael Jackson, but then he sat up on the gurney and said, I want to write a book about sunshine. Is that weird? Is that wild? I did not know that.
wait.
Okay.
Should I have him while Johnny's here? Should I read him that one listener?
Let me do one more quick COVID
Those were
thing.
funny.
Okay,
This is
quick
just an
COVID thing.
We got time.
observation.
We can do whatever we want. Cut
Oh,
it out,
that's
whatever.
true. That's true.
This is an observation. You got to go places to get the COVID shot, which is weird. So the Forum has it. I know an 85-year-old woman who's going to go to the Forum and sleep in her car overnight. I mean, it's getting weird. It was Dodger Stadium.
Well, did you see what happened there?
At Dodger Stadium? No.
Yes. There was all these
Vaxxers?
Well, I don't even know if they're anti-vax. I think they're like Q and weirdos and
They're kind of weirdos, but they were claiming to be
stopping
anti-vaxxers.
all these poor senior citizens from getting a vaccination.
And why?
They
Because
think
it's
it's
a
computer
hoax.
tracks in it, or it's gonna mind
I love
control.
that they think it's computer tracks in it. Meanwhile, they have their smartphone that has their location services on at all times.
Yeah, I think,
It's like,
can't believe we found them.
But they stopped. Everyone was able to get their vaccination, but all these senior citizens are sitting in their car and then
know.
being blocked.
I don't
get
want
it.
to pull celebrity weight, but I want to be like in a really benign, very clean medical office where I'm in the gown and just my undies and I'm sitting on the little thing waiting for the doctor. There's music playing. I don't want to be at the Forum. I mean, I hear they're getting
Arnold
shots
Schwarzenegger waited at the Dodger Stadium.
Yeah, I waited. Yeah,
He did.
sure. I waited. Then I go through the back tunnel. I come out. I'm in the line further up. I go through a back tunnel some more. What do you call it? I go downstairs and all those things. I come up. I'm right at second base. Boom. I'm back in the car. But the pitches tell a different story.
What, Mr. Schwarzenegger, what would you have done if there was all those people blocking all these senior citizens from getting in while you were
I would
waiting?
have taken them apart with my masculine arms. Those little girly people, I would have flicked them with my little finger, and they would have flown across Dodger Stadium and landed in their own baby poop. Were you the leader of the seventh largest economy in the world, the governor of California? Yeah, but don't you love my poop jokes? But I wish them all the best. But I don't want to go to Yosemite's going to give shots. You have to go to Yosemite National Floor, and you have to camp out and wait a month in the rain, and they'll give you shots there. I don't want to do that.
Well, apparently there was a kind of a Lori Loughlin situation with the vaccinations, that there was these very wealthy celebrity types that were bribing doctors.
yeah.
Like, hey, if I donate $25,000 to Cedars-Sinai, could I get a vaccination?
Aren't humans great? People admitted, big wigs admitted they took private jets into Florida
To get a vaccination?
to get a vaccination shot. I know. How could it be fair? We live in
Poor
America.
grandma
We're
can't
a
get her
weird-
vaccination.
We're a weird country. All the people of the world, generally speaking, who left their origin countries that came to America, it's in our DNA to be weirdos. I mean, we're just super aggressive
And selfish.
and just ambitious.
Yes.
I want a shot. I don't want to wait in line for a
Exactly.
shot.
No patience.
No patience. I just want to get COVID. I don't even want the shot.
Stop it. Don't say
My
that.
antibodies would
I'm
fight it
knocking
off.
one. I'm fired off.
So
I don't
anyway,
want you
that
to-
was
I don't want you to get sick.
no. We joke everybody because it's kind of a
Yes.
dark situation. But for all you people who cut in line and get ahead, I'm jealous. I don't know who to call. It's people go online every day for every 2 minutes.
I know.
Hell, I went to Cal State Northridge, man. Walked right in. What? You should call. You should check it. Even John Lovitz. I can get you in. You want to know how?
Well, wasn't his dad a doctor?
As far as everyone knew.
No, I think
He was Jordan Peterson's doctor. Yeah, I gotta go over to Mr. Lovitz to get everything I can. No, he was an MD and a very nice one, and he was the MD for the Jackson family in Encino.
Yes,
Yeah.
What you doing, Dana Carvey?
All right,
Let's just call Larry.
Let's call Larry.
We're gonna have Larry. He can hang out when we play these other things
Okay.
for you. We have a collage, but let's get Larry on and we'll explain it to him. Do I do the thing?
Call him up.
Let's call him up, man. Come on, man. He asked me today, hey, he said, like, Chris, what is she like? You know, because he doesn't go on Instagram. I could see a picture of on the
On Instagram.
Brown Larry Brown. Brown Larry is the hard line. Jesus. I had a Brown Larry. I had a Brown Larry at the, sorry, I'm getting stuff on my phone. I had a Brown Larry at the Hardline Cafe. All right, here we go. Okay. Criminy. Larry, thanks for joining the party.
It's
Hi,
always
Larry.
fun on a. Hey, Chris.
Okay, this is Larry Bubbles Brown. We didn't really introduce you because for people go out of sequence, which drives me nuts. Not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They'll start at 5, and then I'll get some snarky text.
Yes.
Who is Larry? Larry Bubbles Brown is a famous comedian who definitely a superstar in the San Francisco Bay Area. Knows everybody, everywhere. We met in the early 80s and knew each other on and off. When I was up there raising my kids, we did a lot of dates together. And so Larry comes in. We'll do some more chatting and we'll play some stuff for you. Larry comes in each week. This is our only absolute reoccurring thing as a guest. And he does the Larry Bubbles Brown with the joke of the week. Okay, Larry, hit us.
Thank God you got a hot crowd there. Okay, joke of the week. My dermatologist has a poster in her office that says, "Tell skin cancer to take a hike." I told her, I think that's how I got it.
All right. Woo! That was good. I told her.
She actually does have that poster.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
good Lord, it's all over the place.
Skin cancer?
Well, my ancestors grew up in, look, blue eyes didn't come in until 10,000 years ago. Homo sapiens have been here 2 million years. My ancestors migrated up around Sweden and Ireland and Scotland. So, and then I raised my kids in California just so they have good, healthy, lines on their face. Don't they look great? But I mean, I've already had a basal cell. I mean, we used to get sunburn for sport. Did you ever do that? We did. You go, oh man, I got so red. Red
people would.
negative. Oh, sorry. We'll do them later. But yeah, that is
With
the
your
thing.
genes, if you go out in the sun, you could explode like a kitchen fire.
Like a kitchen fire?
Fryer.
Oh, fryer.
I think. Fryer or fire?
Fire, yeah.
Yeah.
A kitchen
A
fire.
fire.
But anyway, yeah, don't need too much sun on this old skin, especially since I came out in that Wayne's World commercial. And it said, looks like an old guy playing in old clothes. And I go, yep, it certainly does.
Bingo.
Bingo. They thought it was snarky award-winning journalism. Just stating the fact. Like an old guy in old clothes with an old wig. Yep, guilty as charged. Cha-ching. I know there was one guy in some snark. They saw the Wayne's World teaser commercial for the Super Bowl. One guy said it was tragic that we did the
God.
commercial. I always think that guy has a perfect life because unpack that life.
He's living in a shed.
Well, but you have no problems. If you see a commercial with me and Mike Myers and you say to yourself, that's tragic, that means you have no real tragedy. I mean, if he just had his foot amputated, you might go, that's kind of amusing. But he's sitting, he's like 23, he has no pain, he just like a tuna plate, and he's just, that is fucking tragic. Anyway.
Yeah.
Let's hope he gets a basal cell.
Yeah, basal cells are all the rage this year. I should have been a dermatologist. I'm doing a little bit of Tom Brokaw now.
Well, yes.
We
he's
did
gonna visit us.
Clueless Fauci a minute ago. The guy who just knows nothing, you know. Should we wear a mask? Probably. Will they help? I don't know. How about a shield? What? I'm expert Dr. Tony Fauci. Go fuck yourself. We did a long bit of that. Maybe you could come up. We came up with nicknames for mutations. There's a Hawaiian mutation of the coronavirus. We're calling it the Pineapple Mutation, ladies and gentlemen.
I think you should add to it with if you mix it with, I don't know, like a daiquiri thing or something.
A daiquiri?
Like it's the Pineapple Mutation. If you, I don't know, eat.
Yeah, it's
if
like
you go to a luau, I don't know, just something.
Right. I didn't know where
Like,
it gets
run
into
with
like
it.
sensitivity. You know what I
Well,
mean?
you're gonna get comments about like, yeah, fuck that guy. He doesn't know what he's talking
Yeah,
about.
he's anti people from Hawaii because they don't even have pineapples there. I know.
Can't say anything.
I know native Hawaiians, and they would think it is funny. It's kilo
Yes, they
bros.
would.
It's kilo bros.
Brah.
Brah. That's right, brah. Should we play Larry something and have him comment? Okay, Dex and I dug up some recordings. Which one do you want to do first? Bunker. So Larry, you probably heard me do it, but I did it once for a long time. It's a bit that I used to do at Flight of Fancy that Jack Kennedy, listen very carefully, podcast people, Jack Kennedy and Bob Kennedy and Elvis Presley and Hitler have faked their deaths years ago. They are waiting in a bunker beneath Las Vegas, beneath a men's clothing store. They have a shaft elevator. And I think, and we'll see how far we go with it, but Elvis is, he's kind of talking to Jack Kennedy, and Bobby Kennedy's being bugged by Hitler, and they're in the bunker, and it's all about their interchange. And then someone starts to come down the shaft elevator if we get that far. We'll just play a few minutes for you to see what you think. Ladies and gentlemen, Elvis, Bobby Kennedy, Jack Kennedy, and Adolf Hitler starring in The Bunker. All riffed live, by the way, no script.
Okay.
Greisten und spieken und hatten Freiten und braken und spieken in Alten.
Come on now, Hitler, I'll make you some peach cobbler. You don't have to get all animated about it. I've got no problem doing that.
Elvis, would you tell Adolf to stop staring at me?
Come on, Hitler, you know Bobby don't like it when you look at him like that. Why don't you just leave him alone?
Und gerade wieder was sagen, Hunde miteinander, an Banna Bracka.
I don't catch a word of that stuff. I can't figure what you're talking about. You got any of that, Jack?
I believe that he is saying that we are not relating to him as best we could.
Well, come on. How can we relate to him? He's 119, German dictator. Everyone thinks he's dead for 75 years.
I know, but he was important to our mission. Yes, he is. Even though he stares at me and bugs me, I believe that we really need him. He's very important for strategic issues. Think nothing of it, Adolf. I'll stand up for you, even though sometimes you're a bugger up my bug.
Hold on a second. I haven't seen this. We've been here 50 years. There's a down button on the shaft elevator.
Oh, no, that means we're found out and somebody's coming down.
I don't understand it. Nobody could find that secret door in Nordstrom's in the second stall from the left in the boys' department. Something strange coming down. Everybody get ready. Don't worry about it, Hitler. I know you got a little revolver. Get it ready. Get it ready. Load it up.
You want me to do anything, Elvis?
Bobby, you stand over by the elevator shaft. Jack, you stand on the other side.
I will stand on one side and Bobby will stand on the other.
That's perfect. Whatever comes out of there, you start swinging like Kennedy. I'm telling you, make your daddy proud. I know he was a whiskey runner. And now you got to have some tough Irish in you.
I believe I'll take down whatever comes out of that. Yes, and I will take down whatever he doesn't take down.
Yes, Hitler, and you'll take down whatever they don't take down. And all 700 pounds of me are going to be waiting over here. And whatever gets past them is going to bounce off me and bounce all over this bunker. I ain't got a chance. Whatever comes in ain't going out alive. All right, boys, it's almost here. Everybody steady themselves. Jack?
I'm very steady.
Bobby?
Yes, I'm ready too.
Adolf? All right, we're all ready. Here it comes. Third floor, second floor, first floor. Ding.
Well, hello, everybody. I don't believe it. It's Cary Grant.
Cary Grant, what the hell are you doing here? You scared the hell out of us. I thought you were dead 20 years ago.
Well, I'm not dead. I'm like you. I found out about you from someone at Nordstrom. They'd seen Elvis in the dress too many times, and I started to think about it. What are the odds that Elvis would be spotted at Nordstrom's in the dress all these times? So I thought to myself, maybe Elvis and the two Kennedy brothers and Hitler are still alive. Maybe they're in a bunker beneath Nordstrom's plotting to take over the world.
You are some kind of snaky genius. We never thought anyone put it together. I thought maybe they put me and Bobby, maybe Hitler and Jack, but never Bobby, Jack, Hitler, and Elvis. All four of us. What are the odds of that?
Well, I know. The reason I know is because I'm in a parallel bunker.
Well, holy shit. That's right. He said parallel bunker. Unbelievable. Well, who's in there with him?
Well, I've got Jimmy Stewart and I. That's all. Just the two of us. We're in there. We've been plotting to take over the world for the last 45 years.
Well, bust my Elvisy balls. Unbelievable.
Yes, as a matter of fact, he's coming down the shaft right now.
What do you think? What's going on, Larry?
We're 46 minutes too.
Yeah, we're 46 minutes.
Yeah, we got 46 minutes to kill. Hey, let's see. My hernia is killing me.
Oh, but is there no punchline? Yeah.
No punchline. I need to talk to your brother. I got to get this taken care of, I think.
Oh, Mark? Okay.
He's actually
Yeah.
serious. His hernia is killing him.
Yes, it's very serious.
It's not a joke.
Wow, that's fantastic. I did remember, in terms of jokes, I remember 2 podcasts ago saying that Muhammad Ali was challenged by George Plimpton to do the world's shortest poem. And it was, Ali came up with, everybody talking about Joe Frazier, world's shortest poem. Me, we. That was it, me, we. So I'm just thinking that is the most existential joke of all time. One night only. It's Sad Sacky. In my hernia is killing me. 10,000 people can't be wrong. My hernia is killing me. And I've got a fungus that won't go away. Sad Sacky, the sad sack comedian. He's been sacked from every job he's ever had.
A cascade of physical problems.
Yeah, and his new hit song, I Can't Feel My Feet.
I got a hernia the size of a basketball.
I got a hole in my stomach and a hole in my heart. I'm Sad Sacky. What's his...
My arteries are clogged up like a stalled Winnebago in the Holland Tunnel.
This is the guy who opens for Redneck Necky. It's called Sad Sacky.
Sad Sacky.
And maybe his catchphrase is, I never got some. Something like that. I never got some. Yeah.
Sad Sacky.
Sad Sacky, the sad sack comedian. And everything is
He's
just
the number.
He's
the number one cause of vaginal dryness. Sad Sacky.
Yeah, Sad Sacky. Oh, I tried to cut my finger. He doesn't have that voice.
No, he doesn't
Tried
have
to
it.
cut
He's
my fingernails and cut off my finger instead. Nothing goes right for Sad Sacky. One night only at the Staples Center. Here's a Sad Sacky. Here he comes. Sad Sacky. Do your doctor one at Sad Sacky.
Sad Sacky. I found a small lump in my testicle. My doctor said, you idiot, that is your testicle.
I just love the man.
Sad Sacky's little catchphrase, little sound.
Life's so bad. I like Sad Sacky. I think it's completely different than Redneck Necky, but they definitely could be on a double bill, double album.
Yes.
Yeah.
Comedian tour.
Well, that's why we work well together. I think I come out kind of low energy, and then you come out just a ball of fire. It's just great.
I do all my tricks and trying to goof them up. Woo! Hey, I'm just cute and funny. Listen to these voices. They're not like my normal voice. Except that night in Bend, Oregon, where I had to try to get him off. They go, hey, he's pretty funny, isn't he, Mr. Carvey? You went out and were destroying as my opening act in Bend, Oregon. He's pretty funny, the sound crew said. Isn't he funny? I said, cut the mic. What? Cut the mic, cut the mic, cut the mic, cut the mic. And it was just like applause break after applause break. Then I come out, crickets. Well, isn't that special? We want to pump you.
Larry, have you ever been heckled?
Yes, my entire life. As soon as I was born, my mother started heckling me. I didn't want you.
So, Larry, here's what encapsulates the change in comedy in my mind. This sort of generic comeback to a heckler. And see if you agree. Circa 1980, heckler, hey, you suck. I don't come to Jack in the Box and bother you when you're working. That's in the 80s.
Yeah.
Grown-up comedy and the knots. Heckle, you're no good, you suck. I don't slap the dick out of your mouth when you're working. That's all you need to know about the change in comedy.
Was that your comeback for a heckler, or what? Was
No,
you?
mine was I would just go, God, that's so funny. Where'd you get them? You're louder than me. And I always try to, I would try to tame them and make them feel good, you know.
Or dumb, because now they have nowhere to go with it.
Yes, the worst thing you can do is get angry and defensive on stage. And we knew a comedian, brilliant comedian, and to me, it's one of the greatest, funniest existential ideas of humor in my life. So he goes up on stage, and his dream is to make the audience love him and laugh with. He gets heckled, loses it, and he wades into the audience. Within 2 minutes, he's fighting the audience with lefts and rights.
Oh my God.
His dream was to be loved and have them laughing. Instead, he was fighting the entire audience violently within 97 seconds of saying, hello, everybody. Left or right. So to me, that's comedy in a nutshell. You can always have the chair pulled out from under you any second, and then you're just devastated.
I know that guy. He actually, one night he dove on a table from the stage and
Oh my
started
God.
swinging.
But sometimes he would kill, and sometimes he would dive on a table. You didn't know if it was going to be a table dive night or kind of a standing ovation night. But if they,
Oh, yeah, brilliant. But he just had this really short temper, and he set him off. He would get physical.
yeah, he'd start swinging. I'd never defend the stage because every once in a while, the Friday Night Late Show in Seattle, this little comedy club, they're so fucking drunk. Someone suddenly is at the edge of the stage, a drunk, angry guy. Some guys would try to hold the stage. Like, I'm going to fight. I'm like, go ahead, do it, man. Some guys pick up their guitar and start swinging, but I never held the stage. I just leave it to the bouncers. But some guys tried to hold the stage. Like,
That's so weird.
Yeah, I'm going to hold this stage. Well, what do you give a shit? You're getting paid. The guy's drunk out of his mind.
Yeah.
No other form of entertainment do you get accosted by the audience. Like, stand-up must be the lowest rung.
I know, and if people see you on TV, they're oh, that was so easy. He just being silly. They weren't there for the 2000 shows, late shows. You suck. Get off.
Is that it? Because maybe we just look like we're talking, so they think, I can do that.
That's it. You can stand right next to a comedian, stand 5 feet from Dave Chappelle and go, well, he's just talking. Yeah, it seems easy, but 2000.
What was the joke when you were just starting out that killed, like your first kill? Do you remember it?
This one worked a lot. This was before we had smart cars. But I'd say when you're the passenger in a car and the driver asks you if it's clear to switch lanes, be very specific. Driver goes, is it clear? You look out and go, yeah. No. That worked pretty good for a long time. Larry, first joke that worked consistently?
I remember, you used to kill with that. That's the first joke I saw you do, I think.
Yeah.
What about yours,
First
Larry?
joke I did that killed was, I said, I'm starting to get older. I realize now if you don't get laid a lot when you're young, you don't get laid a lot when you're old. And that, because I was doing observational stuff before that, and I did that. That was very self-deprecating. That got a huge laugh, so that kind of led me down the self-deprecation trail.
Sad, sacky.
Sad, sacky. Yeah, those are
That's
early days of stand-up. Yeah.
The deprivation trail.
I would do kind of act outs even then, more like sketches, like a guy at a singles bar. What do? You work, you go to school, or what? And then her imaginary answer is, then he goes, oh, well, I hang out at bars and you were behind bars, so tiny world. And that became a big runner for me. It was the 80s, folks.
You're a young
I'm so
young
burnt out by
comedian.
doing Fauci and Redneck Necky. I'm not even here right now. I expended 1,900 calories according to my iPhone.
You told me your first time you actually bombed, right?
Kind of bombed. Every joke bombed. You know, I did a couple impressions. It was at midnight. There were 6 people in the audience. They were dancing. No kidding. Old joke. And yeah, I bombed, but I survived by saying moving right along, or I just was, whatever, and I got hired the next week. But I got paid $1. $1.
Was your parents proud?
My parents didn't even know I was doing stand-up for like 2 years. And then
No
I
way.
finally was in the San Francisco stand-up comedy competition finals, or at least my father didn't know. 600-seat room, and I did end up winning it freakily by like 1/10 of a point. And Mort Saul and Robin Williams gave me a check on stage for $500. And there's a picture of them standing behind me, and I just had won.
Oh, my gosh.
And my father, Bud, just said, oh, Jesus Christ, who knew Dana was funny? That's true. But my mother probably knew. My boys can do anything. They're wonderful.
But that's amazing that you won that because you'd only been doing stand-up for a few months when you won it. So
No, I had to. You needed 15 to get in the final, and I think I only had 10, and that's why I came up with that. What do? You work? You go to school or what? During the quarterfinals, can you do 10 next week? I'll try to think of something. Give me a pad and a paper. But I couldn't write at all in the early days. It was all too much for me. I'd go to a toy store. That always worked. I had a toy gun. You know, the cliche in the movie where they go, let's get out of here, and they stick the gun right down the front of their pants. I'm going, who would do that? Is there a lock? Like it's an inch from that cock. What are they thinking? At least now they put it in the back where it might shoot your ass off, but directly, and that always got a laugh. I worked with props. Most of my life has been a failure. If you can win like 0.5% of your life and 99.5 failing, you're just a superstar. All you need is 0.5%. I'm just saying that, kids. The main thing is just keep going, keep banging on it. Yep. Shut up,
you
Brian.
never reached the point where you thought of quitting, though.
Well, no, not as soon as I could make the same amount as I made as a waiter. My last job was a waiter, and I threw that. It was like a Norma Ray move. I finally took that. I was at the Holiday Inn, I took the apron off and I slammed it down like with music, and I'm like, I'm out of here, man. I'm making $350 a month average doing stand-up. Goodbye. Mic drop, and that's when I left. And then eventually I got to $600 a month cash, so that was enough to sustain me.
600 was a lot of money in that back,
Yeah,
back then.
tuna pies, egg salad sandwiches,
That was 3 months rent.
My rent was $58. And we went on strike. I actually was in the street. 58's too much. 58's too much. Yeah, we got cars for $300. None of us had health insurance. It was a different time, folks. Yeah. So
That was great.
So
Well,
Larry,
you know who?
yeah.
Do you remember who did you beat in the competition? Do you remember?
Gil Krishner. Mark McCollum was sort of the darling. He was with guitar, brilliant impressionist. He went overtime, got disqualified. I went on third, and I beat Gil Krishner by like 0.3 of a point.
Wow. And that was the second competition. The first competition the year before you was Robin Williams came in second.
To Bill Farley, because there was a power outage or something.
Yeah, and I guess he ripped some great line, and the place went insane.
Oh, blackout. Oh, it's Abby Hoffman calling her. No, someone Hoffman. Robin was he was amazing. So do you want to hang? You can hang out or not, but I guess I should call my sister because I told her I would for a few minutes.
I'll hang out. I've never met your sister.
Oh, great. Okay. Larry has
But I got to call Mark about that hernia.
Well, next week it'll be great that you'll have had all this information about hernias.
Oh, by the way, one of my clients, Noelle Rocks, she was a student at San Mateo High, and your father was her typing teacher.
I hear that all the time. Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ, you do what you want to do. He saw me pecking away like in the knots just with 2 fingers. He goes, oh, you don't type with 4 fingers. You know, he was a typing teacher and a business teacher, but he taught shorthand. And sometimes I would do his papers for him. When he wasn't having me get his enema kit, he'd be, oh, Dane, could you do these papers? Just mark them up. All my boys know how to mark up papers. They can all do it.
There's like grown men who didn't, or women too, who didn't get into the college that they wanted to because you were marking up the papers.
I was marking.
Yeah, teacher.
I couldn't even make sense of it. Nothing says, shut up, Brad. It was his dad. He did it wrong. He didn't know. All right.
So this is down in San Mateo, right?
Yeah, San Mateo, very close to where Tom Brady grew up.
So when you moved there, houses were cheap, and now they're like $3 million for some cracker box.
Oh, our Cracker Box house sat on the market for a year. My parents picked it up for $25,500 down. Grandma gave him the $500, and now it's worth $2 million. Good night, everybody.
Oh, easily, yeah.
Yeah. All right, $3 million. It's going up all the time. Yes, we got a lot. We don't have any money. There's no money anywhere. Anyway, maybe I'll talk about that, how my parents had a hard time dealing with my success. It was definitely... Yep, I keep getting calls. All right, so let me put Lori on. Here she is. Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Is Lori there?
She is. I'll get her.
Oh, did I lose Larry? Oh.
That was very funny, Lori.
Oh, we have to merge.
Dana
Larry,
didn't even get
right?
the joke. Did you?
What was the joke?
Your comedian sister. She goes, she is. Let me get her.
I was so
Hi.
flummoxed by the thing, the technical part. Larry, are you still there?
I'm here. I faded out for a while.
Lori, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay,
Can
good.
you hear me?
Yeah, so comedian Lori Carvey. I told you, I'm going to make you famous. Is the last thing I do. and you have fans.
Awesome.
All my children are brilliant. They can do anything. I'm just doing an impression of my mother. Her voice wasn't that falsetto, but everything's so. Bud's an exaggeration too, but not too much. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Dane, her vocal cords got paralyzed when she had some kind of emergency surgery. And then she talked like Mickey Mouse after that.
But it was.
Oh, my God.
But it's not like her voice was like this in her 30s. Let's go get something to eat, everybody. It's on me with pizza after the surgery. Hi, everybody. I thought it was. Yeah.
You thought it was what?
I thought it was a cool voice.
Yeah, I liked it.
Well, great. Well, thanks for joining us, Laura.
It was nice talking to you. I wasn't sure if I was going to be on. I mean, I was kind of waiting and not worried too
We'll
much,
try to text you. I've been getting texts. Larry's on. We went off a long Fauci thing and a long Redneck Necky thing, and we did a long Jordan Peterson thing. I don't know why.
So you're exhausted, and I'm the last couple of minutes?
You're a full hour, and you'll be released simultaneously on live streaming. It's Lori Lutter Carvey. Now, tell us a childhood story. You have 30 seconds.
Oh, wait. She has to follow up on last week's story.
Oh, last week, Lori, Jay, you know the story of Scott and Jay and I, where I was going to sneak out the house.
Oh, yes.
And then we put weapons of mass destruction in the bushes, spray paint and eggs and walkie-talkies. And we got caught. It's a long, long story. But then Jay Winters thought, I said, did we ever go get all the stuff we hid in the bushes to unleash hell on the neighborhood? He goes, well, the way I remember it is like, I think Lori got the stuff and showed it to Bud and Billy. Do you remember that?
I don't remember getting the stuff out of the bushes, but I do remember waking up and there was a big, people were yelling and things were happening, and I do remember that, and maybe I did go get the stuff. probably to get you in trouble. 'Cause I was really,
You
really
are.
bad.
You are guilty as charged. This court will not tolerate your insolence. You brought the weapons back to Bud and Billy. You're the one who told them. No, I don't know. You were like 7. We didn't care.
I might have just been out there jumping rope and saw all this stuff in the ivy. Or was it in the ice plant?
You were
It might have
always
been-
jumping rope or dancing, one or the other. You had calves of steel. Lori, I'm going to play a game with you, a car game we did as kids, and let's see who wins, okay? We get so bored on these long car rides, and we didn't have any electronics to entertain ourselves. So it'd be name a candy bar back and forth. I'll start. You have 5 seconds. Snickers bar.
A Mars bar.
Milky Way.
Peanut M&M's?
Good. Yeah. Why?
Does that count? It's not a candy bar.
Oh, no, I think any candy. Sorry. Yeah, any candy. Good,
Okay.
good and plenty.
All right. Sour Patch Kids.
Big hunk.
Rocky Road.
Butterfinger. Echo.
A Nestle Crunch.
$100,000 bar. Oh.
I don't know. Why is Lindsay feeding me information? What is it? Henry.
Her son is Henry,
My son.
and
But
Lindsay is
Lindsay
there, her
Sorry.
daughter, who remember O. Henry. Okay.
Let's go way back. Oh, Henry.
Okay, let's go back to the 60s. Mr. Dex.
Who?
Well, you have O. Henry. That's your son.
Father her.
I didn't know what you were talking about.
Not you, not me.
It's a snowstorm out here, Dane. We're going to get like 12 to 18 inches.
Wow. It always, those weather reports always sounded so sexual when I lived there. We could get 9 inches. We may get 11 inches tonight, but it's increasing any moment. Oh.
Yeah, it's crazy out here. But
Oh, hold on, Lori.
yeah,
Just,
so
Lori, just
Hold on.
we have we're like a submarine movie. We just want to listen for a second, ding, and see if there's a little feedback. Hold on, just
little echo.
just
Okay,
give
all right.
5-second break.
okay.
Do you want to ask someone who has a speakerphone on?
Does anyone in the quad have a speakerphone on, Larry?
Nope.
Dana, do I have one on?
I'm not even on. Does Lori have a speakerphone on?
Lori, do you have a speakerphone
No,
on?
I did not put you on a speakerphone.
Maybe it's
I'm just on my.
Maybe it's too many people on the phone.
We've done it before.
Endless glitches.
Well, you sound Barry Bubbles or whatever his name is.
Do I? well, let me.
Barry Bubbles? What is his name?
Well, let me.
Larry Brown.
Larry Bubbles is listening in.
I know that's what makes it so funny because I'm asking what his name is, but he's right there.
I know,
Brown,
Larry
yeah.
Bubbles
Yeah, we did.
Barry
Brown.
Bubbles Brown.
They weren't introduced.
Because
Yeah,
Larry Bubbles Brown sounds really good. His voice is very right there.
And
Very powerful
okay,
man.
there's Larry Bubbles Brown. Meet Lori Lutter Carvey.
Lori, you've got a beautiful energy about you. It runs in the Carvey family.
I think she's married,
Why,
Larry. You
thank
can't
you,
hit
Mr.
on her.
Bubbles.
Brown family, a little more on the downside. My
Well,
dad used to read James Joyce, "We're all gonna die."
sad,
I guess
Saki.
Sad Saki.
Sad Saki? Oh, that's a new character.
That's a new character Larry's developing.
Album number 49. Nothing goes right. Sad Saki.
Well, Lori, we have a slap back.
Should we try calling her back? And
Yeah,
just
try calling back.
Lori, I'll call
So
you.
hold it.
Wait, yes, Larry?
Oh, well, just call me back.
Okay.
So I was just trying to think that candy bar game took you from Belmont to Montana. That would have been that's a lot of candy bars.
Oh, we had a lot of candy. Jane, remember at the the Crummy Lake before we got to the Better Lake in Montana, and we'd go in and we'd buy tons of candy. It was all gross and had been there a long time, but we used to get those big hunks.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the big hunks?
Oh, yeah, you could suck on that thing for an afternoon.
Yeah, and then we would ride the goat. There was a goat that hung around there.
Yes.
We would try and ride.
We
it,
would
remember?
run. This is Lake Ronan. Yeah.
They didn't have horses. The next place we went had horses, but this place
To ride goats?
it only had a goat, and we would try and ride it with our big hunk.
Yes, we'd jump on the goat with our candy bar and ride it around the grass in front of the Mercantile. I did it. Everybody rode.
Everybody rode a goat.
Everybody.
And then we would laugh. Dane, well, I don't know if you could put this on the podcast, but then we would watch it poop, and those little tiny pebbles would come out.
Yes.
We didn't have an iPhone. We had to ride a goat.
If you
I'm the
never
one who's
watched
echoing.
a goat poop, it's not one big solid thing. It's little tiny.
Oh, wait, Lori, I need more details
She's
about the
breaking
poop.
down. She's breaking it down.
But Lori, more. I need more details. Texture, color, where, how many, how long. What were you eating? Riding the goat or not? What about you? Who was watching?
Dane, I wasn't riding the goat because I wouldn't have been able to see the poop come out. You were riding it.
Well, did
and
you
I
have
was watching.
when the pellets were coming out of the goat's ass? How long did you watch that activity? When did you decide to avert your eyes and go on about your day?
Oh, I probably watched too long.
Well, that explains it.
That explains a lot. But anyway, yeah, I'm silly too, and I'm coughing, and it's a snowstorm. But I have a fire in the fireplace.
You have a fire in the fireplace. Okay. Is there a log attached to that fire concept? Or is it just a general house fire?
It's called a Duraflame.
Oh, not a
You
real,
know,
not something you'd chop.
It's not a real fire. Nobody stuck the paper underneath and tried to get kindling and stuff. No, you just light
Who
it
does
up
that?
and you have a fire.
Hey man, before the greens got to us, we'd have real wood in the Mill Valley house. And we'd crack it tight and we'd put little branches. We make kindling, and then we get that orange, glowy cowboy fire. I used to call it. The whole room was heated up. Our guests couldn't leave. We go enjoy the fire. Most of them were sweating. You know, it's like 100 degrees in there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So do you have to call me back, or are we okay now?
I'm the only one who echoes, so it's a little distracting. I'll
Yeah.
try you back for a sec before we.
You
close it.
echo because you're the voice of God.
You sound like the voice of God, Mr. Bubble.
Really? Jesus.
Mr.
Well, it's just that
Mr.
your voice it sounds like it has an amplifier on it.
Jeez, that's
If I was
just
20 years younger, I'd be on my knees with a ring.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear.
He's a masculine voice. Mine's more kind of like up here, but Larry's like here.
I have a masculine voice.
You're
Wow.
a strange
Loser.
one,
Holy cow.
Mr.
Yeah, you're
Bubbles.
not a loser.
It's like Mr. Grinch. You're a strange one, Mr. Bubbles. All right, I'm gonna try to call you back, Lori. I'll call you right back. I just can't tell.
Just call him back. It's just happening
Yeah.
in the middle of it. I think it's just the phone.
Yeah,
We'll do Zoom from here on out, though, with more than one caller. I think
Yeah.
Just get a little
It
confused.
gets a
It's
little-
a lot for the.
yeah, right.
Just Zoom it.
I bet
Did
you.
you hang up on Larry?
Hello?
Hello. Yes,
Hello, is it better?
it is, but Larry's gone. But
It's fine.
huh? Oh,
Oh, Mr. Bubbles had to
Mr.
go.
Bubbles. If I was, what did,
Mr. Bubbles.
if I was 20 years younger, I'd be on a knee with a ring. That's funny.
Jeez, he's a flirt, that one.
That one. That's funny.
That one's a little flirty. So do I...
Cut her off.
Sorry.
Are we back?
You're back.
We're merging.
Now it says Lori's on hold.
Yes, now you merge. Merge. Okay.
My future ex-wife back.
She has a kind of.
He's back.
Good for now. She has
I
a.
was just talking to myself. I was going, are you guys there? And there was nothing. And now Mr. Bubbles is back.
There's a lot of flirtation and
Yes.
testosterone and sexual energy
There is.
on this family call.
Yes, I'm
Mr.
feeling it.
Bubbles.
I'm a powerful man. I see what I want and I take it. Timber, women, or or.
But what happened last week,
Timber,
Larry,
did you
when
say
you
timber?
went to your just the person who said, "Where do you see yourself?" and what happened there?
Where do you see yourself in 10 years? I said, in an urn. The classics.
A classic. That was Larry Brown's joke of the week.
Joke of the week.
You know what's good? You know what's good about that punchline? It's 3 short words that end in an N. In an urn.
Oh.
See?
Here you go again with the New York Times crossword puzzle.
We try to educate the people who shut up, Brian. They're going to tell us how we do comedy. Just shut up.
I love Brian. Shut up, Brian.
Shut up, Brian.
The reviews are in. Disturbing content.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have a rating, like a big X or something. Don't let your kids listen.
Well, I think
Maybe,
the poop one alone would make kids jump with joy.
Come on, but they love the poop. I've been a preschool teacher for 20 years. Anything to do with poop, everybody loves.
That's
Well,
true.
the
Lori is a
little
preschool teacher. Yeah.
What you doing, Dana Carvey?
Well, it's the best podcast ever. This is the best one. And I didn't even hear the other part, but I think this is going to be really good.
Yes, I do too. It's like John Lennon said, "How do you feel about your music?" He said, "All our songs will be number one. All of our podcasts will be number one in the hearts and minds of the 1,300 fans we have in the Western world. We have a few in Germany, 2 in Sweden, 1 in France, but you know how the froggies are." Regis crept in again. Damn it. I hate when I do Lennon and Regis. Anyway, this is Paul McCartney. Listen to it if you want. Go forward if you want. Skip it over if you want. It's absolutely free. There's no advertising, no structure. Most of the time, it's like white noise. Nothing's going on. It's do something else when you're listening so you won't get all ticky-tacky in your head. Be busy gardening. Lifting a weight. Walking down the street, no one knows what you're listening to because you never want to sit straight up and listen to all the bubbly-bubbly-boo. And that's strange, Mr. Bubbles, man. I don't trust him.
All right, Regis.
All right, on that note,
All right.
I'm going to tap out.
You've been terrific. This is Regis Philbin. We're going to fix up your hair. We're going to do a beautiful makeover on you next time. Thanks for coming on. Stay warm out there and keep the fire, the Durra flames going. Mr. Larry Bubbles Brown, you've been amazing once again. We'll have you on next week with the joke of the week. On behalf of my sidekick attaché, Chris Rios, and on Soundex Carvey, I'm Dana Farfo. Good night.